Sometimes a graph can be used to show a trend, and it can be shown more quickly using a graph or using a picture instead of using tables and numbers. And I gave you a web resource here. This is where I got this next picture from, and there's some information there. This is also in your book. But what this shows is slavery in the eastern United States in, I think it's 1864. It's, yeah, the 1860 census. And the people in 1860 sort of did it. It's called a heat map, and it shows darker images in the areas where there were more slaves, and then lighter shading in areas where there were fewer slaves. And you can see this scaling on the bottom right that shows like no slaves all the way up to the highest number or percentage of slaves in that. It looks like by county for all of these eastern seaboard states. And if you look here, you can see really dark regions. If I kind of show you with my pen, this region's pretty dark, this region's pretty dark. And then we have kind of along this coast here, more dark regions, and then over here. And I wonder what's going on in all those regions, why there were so many slaves there. Well, you might be able to see on your copy, but certainly you can on my copy. There's something going all down here. Anyone know what that is? It's a river, and it's the Mississippi River. And this would be all of the growing fields that have just like the best growing. And so they used a lot of slaves to help bring in the harvest. And so that's why you see such a black area here. And over here, anyone know what's going on here on eastern Texas? Yes, more growing, a lot more growing. And here as well. And then along the coast, that's where the tobacco plantations were. So along there, you're going to also see a lot of slave traffic there. So this was a map that was made based on the census, and it was so easy to kind of see where the biggest concentration of slaves were that Abraham Lincoln actually had it in his office so that he could kind of figure out what was going on. There is a table, you can see it right here, and I've enlarged it so you can see each state written out where there were what was the free population, what was the slave population, what was the total, and the percentage. See how they put the C capitalized? Percentage of slaves. And this is an original document I just copied off the internet. Thank goodness for the internet. But we can see for 15 states where all the slave population was centered.